Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Shri Radha Madhava Ju ki, Shri Prabhupada ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki. Jai Om Vishnu Paraparamahansa Paribrajak Acharya Ashtotarashwata Shri Shriman. His Divine Grace Avoid Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON Patista Acharya Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Ananta Kota Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadha Shiva Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Sham Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Navadip Shri Mayapur Dham ki jai. Ganga Mai ki jai. Chamuna Mai ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Tulsi Maharani ki jai. Shri Harinam Shamkitan Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Jai Nitai Go Premanandi Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. All glory to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga Nitai Go Premanandi. So we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 12, text 22 to 31. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tasyasho Paravim Rudro Vishnur Adbhuta Karmanaha Pratyopadyata Kamina Variniva Vinijitaha Tasyasho Padavim Rudro Vishnu Adbhuta Kamana Pratyopadyata Kamina Varineva Vinirjataha Tasyasho Parabhim Rudro Vishnuradbhuta Karmanaha Pratyapadyata Kamina Varineva Vinirjitaha Tasyasho Paravim Rudro Vishnuradbhuta Kamana Pratyapadyata Kamina Varineva Vinirjitaha Tasyasho Padavim Rudro Vishnuradbhuta Kamana Pratyapadyena Kamina Rudro Vishnuadbhuta Kamana Pratyapadyata Kamina Vishnuradbhuta Kamana Pratyapadyata Kamina Varineva Vinirjitaha Tasya of He who is the Supreme Lord, Asho, Lord Shiva, Padavim, the place, Rudra, Lord Shiva, Vishnu, of Lord Vishnu, Adbhuta Karamanaha, of he who acts very wonderfully, Pratyapadyata, began to follow, Kamina, by lusty desire, Varina, Iba, as if by an enemy, Vinirjitaha, being harassed. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, the Boy Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. As if harassed by an enemy in the form of lusty desires, Lord Shiva followed the path of Lord Vishnu, who acts very wonderfully and had taken the form of Mohini. Please repeat. As if harassed by an enemy in the form of lusty desires, Lord Shiva followed the path of Lord Vishnu, who acts very wonderfully and who had taken the form of Mohini. So I read from 22. Text 22. While Lord Shiva observed the beautiful woman playing with the ball, she sometimes glanced at him and slightly smiled in bashfulness. As he looked at the beautiful woman and she watched him, he forgot both himself and Uma, his most beautiful wife, as well as his associates nearby. Purport. The material bondage in this world is that a beautiful woman can captivate a handsome man, and that a handsome man can captivate a beautiful woman. Such are the affairs that began when Lord Shiva observed the beautiful girl playing with the ball. In such activities, the influence of Cupid is very prominent, as both the parties move their eyebrows and glance at one another. Their lusty desires increase more and more. Such reciprocations of lusty desires took place between Lord Shiva and the beautiful woman. Even though Uma and Lord Shiva's associates were by Lord Shiva's side, such is the attraction between man and woman in this material world. Lord Shiva was supposed to be above all the attractions, but he was victimized by the captivating power of Lord Vishnu. Rishabhadev has explained the nature of lusty attraction. Pumsasliya mitun bhavam etam atayo mito hridaya grantam mahu ato griha ketra sutapa piter janashamoha yam maham mamati. The attraction between male and female is the basic principle of material existence. On the basis of this misconception, which ties together the hearts of the male and female, one becomes attracted to his body, home, property, children, relatives, and wealth. In this way, one increases life's illusions and thinks in terms of I and mine. From Srimad Bhagavatam 8.12.22. When a man and a woman exchange feelings of lust, both of them are victimized, and thus they are bound to this material world in various ways. 23. When the ball leapt from her hand and fell at a distance, the woman began to follow it. But as Lord Shiva observed these activities, a breeze suddenly blew away the fine dress and belt that covered her. Thus Lord Shiva saw the woman, every part of whose body was beautifully formed, and the beautiful woman also looking at him. Therefore, thinking that she was attracted to him, Lord Shiva became very much attracted to her. Purport. Lord Shiva was observing every part of the woman's body, and she was also glancing at him with restless eyes. Thus Shiva thought that she was also attracted to him, and now he wanted to touch her. Lord Shiva, his good sense taken away by a woman because of lust he desires to enjoy with her, became so mad for her that even in the presence of Bhavani he did not hesitate to approach her. The beautiful woman was already naked, and when she saw Lord Shiva coming towards her, she became extremely bashful. And thus she kept smiling, but she hid herself among the trees and did not stand in one place. His senses being agitated, Lord Shiva, victimized by lusty desires, began to follow her, just as the lusty elephant follows the she-elephant. After following her with great speed, Lord Shiva caught her by the braid of her hair, and he dragged her near him. Although she was unwilling, he embraced her with his arms. Being embraced by Lord Shiva, like a female elephant embraced by a male, the woman whose hair was scattered swirled like a snake. O king, this woman who had large, high hips was a woman of Yogamaya presented by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She released herself somehow or another from the fond embrace of Lord Shiva's arms and ran away. 31. As if harassed by an enemy in the form of lusty desires, Lord Shiva followed the path of Lord Vishnu, who acts very wonderfully, and who had thus taken the form of Mohini. Purport. Lord Shiva cannot be victimized by Maya. Therefore it's understood that Lord Shiva was being harassed by Lord Vishnu's internal potency. Lord Vishnu can perform many wonderful activities through his various potencies. Parasya Shakti Vibhaiva Suryate Swabhaviki Jnana Balakriyacha, from the Svetashvara Upanishad 6.8. The Supreme Lord has various pastimes by which he can act very efficiently. To do anything expertly, he doesn't need to contemplate. Since Lord Shiva was being harassed by the woman, it is to be understood that this was being done not by the woman, but by Lord Vishnu himself. Om Agyanti Mirandasha Jananjanan Shalakaya Takshuram Niltanjina Tasmai. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Karadhar Shivashari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, this is how the Mohini Murti has bewildered Lord Shiva. And I'll read some more. Prabhupada explains. This is in Canto 4, chapter 25, text number 24. This is the characteristics of King Puranjana. So, 24. With the end of her sari, the woman was trying to cover her breasts, which were equally round and were placed side by side. She again and again tried to cover them out of shyness, while she walked exactly like a great elephant. Purport. The two breasts represent attachment and envy. The symptoms of raga dvesha, attachment and envy, are described in Bhagavad Gita. Indriya yashendriya syarte raga deshu vyastito tayo navasham agajit tuhiyasha paripantino. Attraction and repulsion for sense objects are felt by embodied beings, but one should not fall under the control of the senses and sense objects, because they are stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. These representatives of attachment and envy are very much unfavorable for advancement in spiritual life. One should not be attracted by the breasts of young women. The great saint Shankaracharya has also described the breasts of women, especially young women, as nothing. He has described the breasts of women, especially young women, as nothing but combinations of muscles and blood. So one should not be attracted by the illusory energy of raised breasts with nipples. They are agents of Maya, meant to victimize the opposite sex. Because the breasts are equally attractive, they are described here as shamabrito. The sex impulse remains in old age. The sex impulse remains in an old man's heart also, even up to the point of death. To be rid of such agitation, one must be very much advanced in spiritual consciousness, like Jamunacharya, who said, "Since I have been engaged in the transcendental loving service of Krishna, realizing ever new pleasure in him, whenever I think of sex pleasure, I spit at the thought, and my lips curl with distaste." When one is spiritually advanced, he can no longer be attracted by the lumps of flesh and blood, which are the breasts of young women. The word nirantaro is significant because although the breasts are situated in different locations, the action is the same. We should not make any distinction between attachment and envy, as described in Bhagavad Gita 3:37. They are both products of Rajaguna. Kamesha Krodesha Rajaguna Samudbhava. So here, the warning, Shankaracharya, he is describing the breasts of a young woman. You may ask why Shankaracharya, who is a strict sannyasi, would be talking about the attraction to young women's breasts. But he was doing as an instruction. And he's actually an authority because Shankaracharya is an incarnation of Lord Shiva. He came under Krishna's advice to drive out the Buddhist philosophy. So Shankaracharya is an incarnation of Lord Shiva. So he knows very well about so Shankaracharya, Shiva is talking, okay, Shiva is talking these verses and becoming attracted to Mohini Murti. And in Shiva's expands in the form of Shankaracharya, and also he can give information also because they're all authorities. Because Lord Shiva is the egoistic principle is Lord Shiva. So here Prabhupada is describing raga, dvesha, attraction and aversion. This is what's going on in this material world. It's attraction and aversion. I like it or I don't like it. This is what's happening. The senses are coming in contact with the sense objects. And we say, do I like it or I don't like it? That raga, dvesha. I'm attracted by it or I'm repulsed by it. If I like it, I'll accept it and try to exploit it and enjoy it. If I don't like it, I'll reject it. So this is all that's going on in this material world. Raga, dvesha. We're accepting one thing and rejecting another at every moment. Rejection and acceptance. So we have to learn how to accept what's favorable for Krishna and reject what's unfavorable for Krishna. So the Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that these are stumbling blocks on the path of realization. And now the Shankaracharya and Prabhupada is elaborating that these two breasts of a woman are the greatest stumbling blocks in self-realization. So that sex life is the greatest happiness in this material world. So when the male and female are united, what is between them? There's two breasts. So raga, dvesha. So what we consider the greatest happiness in this world, the unification of man and woman, is the greatest happiness, the ultimate snare of Maya. Krishna says, what are they? They are stumbling blocks. Stumbling blocks. Block is usually square shape, breast is more round shape. But we can use the stumbling blocks. They're the greatest stumbling, but what we think is the greatest happiness in this material world is the greatest stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. So this is the great illusion, grand illusion of this material world. And everybody is bound up, even Lord Shiva, who sees. Of course, Lord Shiva is been described here. He can't be bound by Mahamaya, but Yogamaya can catch him. So this is the illusion. How great it is. There's a story of Narottam Das Thakur and Srinivasacharya in the Jachigam, Srikanda, on the way to Katwa, just past Katwa, Srikanda. And Narottam Das Thakur and Srinivas were sitting under the tree, having Krishna Katha. Then Ramchandra Kaviraj came. At that time he's Ramachandra, but the great Ramchandra Kaviraj, the associate of the Narottam and Srinivas. He was on his way to his wedding. He's in a palanquin, he's being carried, and he had a band, Chennai, everything was there, procession, all the brahmanas chanting hymns. And Narottam said, this Ramchandra, he's such a nice Brahman, such pure activities, nice features on his body, learned. If only he was a devotee, he would make a first-class devotee. So then Ramchandra, he saw Narottam and he said, he told the palanquin's carriers, you stop the palanquin, I'm going to go pay my obeisances to the saints and get their blessings for the good, happy, prosperous wedding. So Srinivas said, I'll preach to him. So he came to see Srinivas, and Srinivas said, a person in this material world, he works very, very hard for money. You want money, you have to work hard. And what does he do with that hard-earned money? He goes out and he purchases a noose. You know what is a noose? A rope, like a rope when they hang someone, it's called a noose. So he not only works very hard to get that money, but he buys a noose with it to put around his neck. And not only he just puts it around his neck, but he happily puts it around his neck. So he spent all of his hard-earned money buying a noose and happily putting it around his own neck too. This is the grand illusion of this material world. There's a nice verse in the, I think it's in the 3rd canto. It's dealing with the creation, the end of the chapter, and it's explains the verse is, he said something like, this vast expanse of the material energy is your illusory smile. I think I'm talking about the universal form, the time of creation. This vast tract of illusory material energy is your illusory smile. And your teeth, they are the art of affection. And your jaws are Yamaraj, the Lord of Death. So Prabhupada says in the purport, the Lord smiles affectionately, showing his teeth. Oh, okay, we got it. So this vast expanse of material energy is your illusory smile. Your teeth are the art of affection, and Jama is the Lord of Death. So what Prabhupada is saying, he said, when he repeats that, the Lord smiles affection and displaying his teeth, affectionate teeth. Prabhupada said, one who can grasp these truths, he won't become attracted to the material world. He leaves it at that. But I think what he's saying is that this is the material world, a description of the material world. It's nothing but the illusory smile of the Lord. And especially when the teeth are displayed, it becomes very attractive. And when you approach those beautiful smile and attractive teeth, what is there? Yamaraj. He's the jaws of the universe. So I like that very much. The Lord smiles affectionately, displaying his teeth. So you go for that illusion, that here is great happiness, but you're simply running into the jaws of Yamaraj. Crush. There's a story of Jaimini Rishi. He was living with his guru Vyasadeva in the Himalayas. And Vyasadeva was speaking on the power of Maya. And Jaimini, he's a great sage. Karma Mimamsa philosophy. He said, I don't think it's... My Guru Maharaj is overrating, the power of Maya. He's overestimating. Because, we're living up here in the Himalayas, beautiful birds. We do our daily sadhana every day. We collect firewood. We chant mantras. We do homas. No question of Maya here. It's so nice. How can this Maya be so strong? He didn't accept it after he heard from Vyasadeva. So overestimation. Must be an overestimation. That night he was going to sleep and a great storm came. And thunder, lightning, everything was happening. And then he was hearing this screaming. Mataji was screaming. And he couldn't see everything. It was pitch black, no light. He could hear the Mataji was screaming, help, help, help. So he's going, come over here, come here. There's a house here, you can have shelter. Come here. So then this Mataji came running to his sound of his voice. And she got to the house and she said, I was out collecting firewood or something. And then this storm come over and I got lost and I was so frightened. And Jaimini said, anyway, it's so late now and dark and pouring of rain, you could stay here. She said, no, I cannot stay alone with a man in his house. No, it's okay, I'm a brahmachari. No, I cannot. You can sleep I'll sleep on the veranda. No, coming, it's very wet, the storm is still coming. He said, look, you sleep inside at the house, I sleep outside. Here's the key, you lock the door, you don't worry. Nobody will come and disturb. Even if I come and I say open the door, you don't open that door, okay? You feel safe and happy, I'm protecting you. So she said, okay then. So she locked her door and she went to rest. And Jaimini was there, poor little girl, out in the forest like that. So harassed by that great storm and everything like that. Well, lucky I was here. And then when she was calling, lucky that lightning came. That lightning strike came, and I could see her luckily, and then I could call her. And when that lightning was striking, I saw that all her clothes were soaking wet, and it was stuck all over her body, and it was revealing parts of her body. Poor girl. But that her cloth stuck on her body was very revealing. It was anyway. He kept on contemplating, and then he said they were very, very attractive, those breasts. Oh, so he knocked on the door, and he said, "Can you open the door? I want to come in." She said, No, you promised no one would come. No, please come in. No, I can't. Please. She said, No, we made the vow before. So he was burning in the fire of lust over his contemplation. And he said, okay, then will you marry me? And she said, yes, I can do that. Oh, that's good. At least I can satisfy my desires. She said, okay, but tomorrow, but there's one condition. And he said, what's that? I'll do anything for you. Tomorrow, I want to go to Devi temple to get her blessings to get married. But I want you to take me up there on top of the mountain. On your hands and knees, your arms and knees and feet, you can go out, and I'll sit on your back so you can carry me up like a palanquin. You have a nice seat. Yes, I'll do that. I'll do anything for you. I'll do anything to please you. Okay, so then the morning came, and Jaimini, yes, I'm ready. Sit on my back. So she sat on his back, and he was climbing up the mountain top. And he was getting closer and closer. And then he said, finally made it to the top. Here, now you can get off. And he looked round and he said, hey, Guru Maharaj, what are you doing sitting on my back? He said, yes. He said, and you were saying I was overestimating Maya. And what it took you to become captivated was the time of a lightning flash. In that flash, one moment, you completely bewildered. And you were saying it's not very powerful, this Maya. So Maya is like this, a dictation. I was in Prabhupada's room one time. Yeah. And this elderly gentleman was there. He must have been about 70, I guess. He was talking. Prabhupada was doing something, he was writing or something in it. And then he was maybe a life member. He was coming quite frequently. He said, Prabhupada he wasn't much interested in the conversation. The man was speaking. And then this elderly man said, actually, when you get old, automatically all the senses will become subdued. And you can Prabhupada looked up and he said, hey, automatically never. Automatically never. Then he told the story of Akbar. He said in Bengali, I knew the story, but he said in Bengali. And he said, Akbar was saying the same. Akbar was the great emperor of India. Akbar. He said the same to his minister. That when you get older, automatically the senses become weak, and so you can control. Senses are easier to subdue. So Akbar's servant, he said, "Okay, I'll show you. You think like this? I'll show you. You come with me to see one of your ministers. He's on his deathbed. He's going to leave his body at any moment. You can come with me and we'll go and see him. But you bring your beautiful daughter with you." So Akbar said, "Okay, it's good." Akbar went with his beautiful daughter, and he said, when you go into his room, he said, you observe where your minister's eyes and attention will go. So Akbar the Great, he came into his minister's room with his daughter a little bit behind, and his minister, who was sick on his deathbed, he was looking at his beautiful daughter. He said, "I told you." He said, "You're the emperor, practically the emperor of the world." And he walks in your room and he's looking. Such is the power of Maya. So here Lord Shiva, he can't be illusioned or bewildered by Maya, because Maya is his Shakti, it's his potency. So difficult. Hey, Jayapataka Maharaj. In answering a question about sex, illicit sex, illicit sex. I think it's in his in one of his Jayapataka Maharaj books. Oh yeah, I think there's an answer concerning sex and illicit sex. I think like that. But anyway, Jayapataka Maharaj answered. He said, if one is determined to finish off so many births and rebirths and go back to Godhead, that is a very great determination. Some devotees are not determined to go back at the end of this life. They may not follow such strict regulations in their mating. So great determined you can go back to Godhead, or with less determination you may continue. So that's up to each person to make a choice. Are we determined to go back to Godhead at this life, or not so determined? We'll take a few more births. I thought that was a good proposition. The Guru, for the disciples, they hear the Guru. What do you want to do? You have to make that decision. And in the Vyasa Puja, Bidrangaranga Prabhu, he said something that kind of struck me. And he said that service, Jayapataka Maharaj was saying, service to Srila Prabhupada should be unconditioned. So Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya. He has a prerogative to set the highest standards. So Prabhupada is pushing up the highest. He can do that. And the Guru is dealing with the disciples' conditioned nature. He's dealing with the conditioned nature to bring him up to the standard of unconditional surrender, which was Prabhupada's expectation. So, I heard Jayapataka Maharaj said when he was in London, I believe, that it's not illicit sex. Grihastas, there's no question of, you can't say it's illicit sex for a married man and woman. This term, illicit sex. So refraining from illicit sex is not a transcendent spiritual activity in itself, but the act of surrendering to the order of the Guru, the instruction of the Guru, that makes it transcendental. If the Guru gives us the instruction of illicit sex, because of its connection with the Guru, with the instruction of the Guru, surrendered to the instruction of the Guru, that makes it transcendental. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that the potency that is required to execute the orders of the Guru, that comes within the order itself. When Guru gives you the order, the potency to execute the order is manifested. Otherwise, actually, any activity that is performed without a desire for serving Krishna is a sinful activity. Any activity that is not done in a mood of surrendering to Krishna is a sinful activity. Krishna says, Sarvadanam parityaja mamikam saranam braja aham tam sarva papibo mokshaye shremima suchaha. Prabhupada said, here's the definition of sin. Krishna is giving a definition of sin in this verse. If you surrender unto me, I will take away all of your sins. Aham tam sarva papibo. Prabhupada said, indicates that if you don't surrender to Krishna, you're sinful. A definition of sin that Prabhupada given according to the 66th verse of the 18th chapter, Sarvadanam Parijajā. So, it can be done, Krishna says. It is difficult, Arjuna. It is very difficult to control the desires, but it can be done by constant practice and determination. Determination is the word. So Krishna says it can be done. So how determined we are, that is up to each individual. I think Giriraj Maharaj, one time he said, Srila Prabhupada, sometimes I fall into Maya. Prabhupada said, sometimes? I think it was Giriraj. Sometimes. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, renunciation of sense gratification is one thing, but to renounce the concept of never, ever sex gratification again, that is renunciation. High standards. We have got to live up to these. Never again enjoying sense gratification. It's renunciation. So this is spiritual life. One has to stand on his own 2 feet. Nobody can do it for you. You get all help from Guru and the devotees and Krishna and the Shah, but you have to do it. You have to stand on your own 2 feet. So here, even Lord Shiva, he's being bewildered. By Yogamaya, not Mahamaya. Mahamaya is his wife. She cannot bewilder Shiva. Shiva is the husband. He can order the wife. Who else can order the wife except the husband? So he orders his wife, Maya Devi. Leave the devotee alone. Becoming great devotee. Then Maya Devi herself, Durga Devi, who has been bewildering everyone since time immemorial under the instruction of Krishna. Maya Devi herself, when a person becomes a devotee of Gauranga or Krishna, then Maya Devi gets Krishna is telling Maya Devi in the form of Lord Shiva. Krishna tells Maya Devi, he is my devotee, they're becoming my devotees, Krishna's bhaktas. You leave them alone. So that same Maya Devi who's bounding everyone up, because she's the mother of all the demigods, 33 crores of devatas, you've got to go through all these when you leave the universe. She's the mother of all those, so she orders all of the demigods, leave him alone. Let him go quickly back to Godhead. Clear the path. He's a Krishna Bhakta, Gauranga Bhakta. He doesn't have to come back. And this is the merciful nature of the Lord if we just surrender. Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Rudradweep, this island here, he has a darshan of Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva is dancing. Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan. Give your mercy to all living entities. Give your mercy to all entities. Jai Sachinandan. Boom, boom. He has this. Boom, boom. Jai Sachinandan. Bhaktivinoda Thakur sees Lord Shiva, appears before Bhaktivinoda Thakur, puts his feet on his head, gives him his blessing. By my mercy, he said, by my mercy, Maya will retreat. This is Lord Shiva. He can make Maya retreat. He simply orders, you retreat. Leave the devotees alone. They're Gauranga Bhaktas, Krishna Bhaktas. They're all coming back to Godhead. You leave them alone. So by my mercy, Maya will retreat. And then you will realize everything. You just go the other side of the bank there, Ganga, that is the Pulinda, that's not different than Vrindavan. Rasalila takes part there. Lord Shiva says, go have a look there, you'll find everything. So by his blessings, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Maya retreats, then he goes that area, there he sees Sri Krishna Chandra, 1 billion gopis doing their rasa dance. So Lord Shiva, so first Maya retreats, he orders Maya retreat, then one can have that vision of the spiritual realm that's going on eternally. So such is the friend, Lord Shiva. This is the island of friendship. We're in between Mayapur and Rudradweep. Lotus buildings in Rudradweep. Panchatattva in Antadweep. So the island, Rudradweep is the island of friendship. If you've got a friend like Lord Shiva, he can order Maya to retreat, and he can reveal the spiritual pastimes of Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shambheda Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Nitai Go Premanandi. Thank you. Hare Krishna. bypass. नहीं